Hello and welcome back to Pre-Algebra. We are in Chapter 2, Section 3. We're looking at solving inequalities using multiplication and division. All right. First off, if you solve an inequality using multiplication and you multiply by a positive number. So here we have x over 5 is less than or equal to negative 3. We'd have to multiply each side by the denominator. So times 5 here, times 5 on this side. That cancels out the denominator. We get x is less than or equal to negative 15. We solve it exactly the same way we would an equation. Okay? Nothing's different here. If we solve an inequality using division, if we divide by a positive number, here we have to divide by 4. Divide by 4 on each side. B is greater than or equal to 1/2. Solve that just the same way you would an equation. Divide by 2.5 on this side. Divide by 2.5 on this side. And we get negative 6 is less than q. Now we always want to rewrite this with the variable first. All right, so q, now notice that the sign is pointing away from the q, so point away from the q is greater than negative 6. Now it says to graph the solution. So when you're graphing this, put your number in the middle here. We've got 1/2, and b is greater than or equal to, closed circle, and to the right. Here we have a negative 6, and then this is greater than, so open circle to the right. I think we forgot to graph this one. Here we have negative 15, and this is less than or equal to, so closed circle to the left. Now, if you multiply or divide the inequality by a negative, write this in your notes, highlight, color code it, very important. Flip the sign, okay? Because what happens here, I'm going to multiply by negative 3 on both sides. All right, multiplying by negative 3 here. Notice over here we had a negative. These cancel out. Now we only have x left. Over here we had a negative. Negative times a negative equals a positive. So we change the signs on the left. We change the signs on the right. We have to flip this inequality sign around. Very important. Now if we graph this, I've got my variable on the left. There's 12. Open circle to the left. All right. Here we have to multiply by negative 2. Multiply each side by a negative. Negative times a negative equals a positive. The negatives cancel out. The 2's cancel out. We're left with y on this side. Okay. Now, negative 2 times 0.5 is going to be negative 1. We multiplied by a negative. The 0.5 was positive. Now the left side is negative. Right side was negative. Now it's positive. We flip the sign here, flip the sign there. We have to flip the inequality sign. All right. Now, the y's on the right side, I don't want that. I want the variable on the left side. So I'm going to rewrite that. Notice that the sign was pointing at the y, still pointing at the y. Okay. And then we can graph this. We've got negative 1 right here. And y is less than or equal to, so closed circle, going to the left, because all the values less than negative 1 are on the left of it. All right, that's about all the fun we can have today. Check in again next time for another fun lesson in pre-algebra.